Welcome to JLD Training's YouTube. Today we will be showing you how to complete the D2 and D4 forms for those who are applying for their HGV licence for the very first time. On arrival at JLD, you will receive the brown envelope shown in the video. Within the envelope, you will receive leaflets to help you complete the documents as well as the D2 and D4 forms themselves. Starting with section 1 on the D2 form, you firstly must ensure you are filling out the form with black ink and in all capitals. Within A on section 1, you will need to put a cross in first entitlement, and below also put a cross in all lorry and buses. This ensures the provisional has definitely been added, and should you wish to add another HGV or bus licence in the future, you can do so without completing the medical again. You can then move straight on to section 2, where you will need to detail your driver's number. This is the one that starts with the first 5 letters of your surname. Moving on, you will then need to complete all of your own personal details. Please note that if your current licence has an old address, you will need to state your new address in the main address section and then your old address in the white box which shows previous details. You will then need to state the country you were born in. If this was not the UK, you will need to state the date you moved here. It needs to be as close to the actual date as possible, however, the DVSA do understand you may not know exactly. Moving on to section 3, we always recommend filling this section out once your medical and eyesight test has been completed. This is simply just a case of putting a cross in either the yes or no box, answering each of the questions. There is then an option to opt in as an organ donor. This is not a section you must fill out and is entirely optional. If you have any driving penalties, etc., you will need to list this at the bottom of the page under your conduct. You can now turn over the page and move on to section 4. In Part A of Section 4, you will need to put a cross against any health conditions listed. If you do not have any health conditions, you can simply put a cross in no. For those who answered yes, you will need to declare whether you have told the DVLA about the condition before and whether it has got worse. Sections 5 and 6 can be completely missed, as your proof of identity will be your UK licence which you are sending with the forms. The only thing left to do is to put today's date where it states and to sign the bottom of the page. You can now rip apart the 2 pieces of paper. Keep the right-hand paper until your licence has returned. The form on the left, which you have just filled out, can be now folded and placed back into the brown envelope. Now we move on to the D4 medical report form. Firstly, you will need to input your full name, date of birth and address. Make sure this is the new one if you are upgrading the address on your licence, along with your contact number or email address. Do not worry about putting anything in the date first licence to drive a lorry. This is just for renewals, not for first time provisional. You will then need to detail your GP's name, practice address, and either the email or contact number of your surgery. Please don't worry if you don't have a specific GP that you go to. The name of the GP that you enter just needs to be registered with your surgery. You will find a list of GPs online by visiting your surgery's website. You can then turn the page over as all green sections on the D4 form are for the doctor only. The only sections on each of the pages you now need to fill out are at the bottom of each of the pages. You need to enter your full name and date of birth on each one. The final step is to input your name, signature and today's date along with ticking the boxes. This allows the DVLA to liaise with your doctors to confirm accurate medical records. You can then fold the form up, and once the doctor has filled his parts out, it can go into the brown envelope. Please do not forget to send your driving licence with the forms. Finally, the envelope can be closed and sent away. We've already labelled the envelopes with the correct address for you, so all that's left to do is to go to the post office. Please make sure you send the letter tracked so you can keep an update if anything should take longer than usual. Thank you for watching.